Craig?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Sorry for running late. There's a lot of traffic. You
I
know.
understand. It's okay. Well, I'm Dr. Barnes from NLP. It's nice to meet you, sir. How are you doing?
You know, it's just not enough hours in the day. You know, just stressed out, and so that's why I'm here. Hopefully that you could help me out untangle some of this confusion I'm having.
Okay, well, what's going on? What's the problem?
Well, my marriage. You know, me and Kathy have been together for now, 2.5 years, and it's just I feel like I'm losing the connection with her. Right now, I'm a music professor at FSU, and I just started. I just got my PhD and everything. I'm just now getting in the ranks. They're not paying me enough and everything, or I have a kid and stuff. I'm trying to, get that ladder so I can make my money and provide for my family. My wife is a housewife, but just lately, it's just this disconnect. I try to tell her about my day. She's just not connected into it at all, not into the conversation. Where we're having sex, I feel like she's like giving a performance like out of this world, but it's like I'm not in her mind in a way. Like she's thinking of somebody else, and lately she's just been like doing stuff on a very sneaky and around the corner and everything like that. And I'm just like, what's going on? She's coming out late at night, and she doesn't have a job. She just out around town. She's with the girl at 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock at night. So yeah, maybe you could help me with that.
Okay, well, I understand that there's a few problems. Let's do that. Do you think that maybe you could be working too long, or maybe your job is interfering with how?
I mean, that could be the case. I've been really, resorting to my work because I'm trying to get a good impression being the new guy, on the staff and everything. But I mean, I'm always checking up on her and everything like that. It just seems like she's just not as, how do I do it, like trying to be careful about our situation, really, contacting me, sharing my date, I'm trying to contact her. It's just not, I don't see the effort as much as I'm putting in.
Okay, well, tell me about your job. How do you like it? You said it's a new job.
It's not what I thought it was cracked up to be, doing some of these board meetings, man, some of the foolishness and stuff. But, it's all part of the, the territory, with the job and everything. But I don't feel like I let that stress leak into our, our marriage and stuff like that. It's just that sometimes I feel like it feels bad when I'm coming home and I already dealt the foolishness at work, but I want to come see my wife. I want to relax. I want to enjoy time with her, and she's just not around to do that. Or when I do talk to her, she's not engaged. When I ask her, how's your day? Oh, it's fine. I said, it was just fine. It's just kind of, I don't see where this is going and stuff like that, so.
Okay, well, do you think there's any way that you could possibly engage her a little bit more, or maybe ask her different questions, random questions, stuff that has nothing to do with her date or anything like that? Maybe ask her about maybe something the kids did new, or something that she learned new, or what she do today, or things like that.
Yeah, I guess I could do that. I've tried to, do like a, surprise date, just take her around and stuff like that. It just always seems busy. And I mean, not to, be offensive, but you're a housewife. Like, what do you mean you're busy, And so, I mean, you're busy, tending to the house and the kids. Other than that, I mean, okay, you have free time in that, but all day, I mean, what are you doing in your free time? And that's the thing I don't understand. Like, I feel like she probably sleeping around or stuff like that. We have this fourth child. But the thing is, when we have sex, I kind of use protection, or I pull out and stuff like that, but I never, so I'm like, where's this other baby coming from, And I know her cycle, like kind of like the back of my hand, and it's just like, what's going on, So I'm a little skeptical about all of that. And I'm afraid to accuse her of that because I don't want her to think that I don't trust her. But that's just been some stuff I've been holding in. And so, yeah.
Okay, well, do you trust your wife?
I believe I do, yeah.
You believe you do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so why wouldn't you say you fully would say that you trust her, not just believe that you do?
I feel like, when I introduced my wife to my parents and everything, Um, my mother wasn't too fond of her. I really just thought because she was white, that's why she didn't, want me to marry her and stuff like that. But, now seeing certain things, I'm starting to think that I really married the right person, you know. Even sometimes when I talk to my dad or talk to my mom, yeah, she seems kind of disconnected, and she'll be the first one to say, "Oh, she's sleeping on it," stuff like that. Yeah, you need to go check that, stuff like that. But I guess I'm just rethinking and retracing my steps, before the marriage and stuff like that. And so, I mean, honestly, when we met, she actually already had a boyfriend, you know. And I guess it was just because, I'm black, I lay it down, so I guess she just went with me and everything like that, and got to know me and stuff like that. But I guess my thing was, I guess I didn't see the pattern that she did with this guy, she probably did with me. And yeah, maybe I was blind, I don't know, I don't know. But I'm trying to give her the benefit of the doubt that that wasn't the situation.
So you feel like she's falling back into the pattern that she had before you guys got together?
That's what I'm assuming, but I'm not sure.
All right, so tell me about the first time that you and your wife met.
Well, we met in college. I was, doing music and stuff like that, and she was, doing biology and stuff like that. But we met through, she was part of the choir outside of the church and everything, and, outside the school, and, she saw me, playing and everything, and, we started connecting and stuff like that. When we started really getting serious, I got to meet her parents and stuff, and, they were a little eerie, because I was black and like that. I mean, they never said it, but it was, the elephant was in the room. Everybody could see it. So it took me a while to gain the parents' trust and stuff like that. In some ways, I still don't feel like I have the full trust, even to, especially more so with the dad and everything. But overall, culturally, it's been, kind of an issue. Just because we were raised differently, culturally. Even when I brought over to my parents were kind of like, well, my dad was like, love is love, whatever. The mom was just like, I don't know about all that. And I'm just like, give it a rest. But everything seemed to be going pretty good. But now, even now when I'm looking back at it now, I think our relationship, it more so was more based on a sexual connection than it was getting to know each other as a person. And I think because of that sexual connection, it blinded, us, and so, we actually were having a child, like my first one. But she was having the baby before we had the wedding. So it was kind of like, that kind of forced us to, get married and everything. Because I was raised with, you don't have a child out of wedlock. And so we did that. But now in the marriage, I'm starting to see stuff now that I've never seen. Just, again, like just that disconnect I was telling you about, just now seeing that. And I don't know if it's because like she's tired, being in the marriage and stuff, and I'm just like, how can you be tired? It's the death do us part. Like, you're in this to win it. And so I just don't see or feel that same connection. But I guess from the first time, of us getting together, it just seemed like everything was okay, but then again, I could have been blinded because of the sexual encounters we were having. So.
Okay, do you remember how did you ask your wife to marry them? Did you go to her parents first, or did you just talk to her first, or did you talk to your parents?
Well, see, what happened was, we kind of eloped, because we knew what was going to go down. But once we got flying boat, it was kind of like they had to be on board with it, on both our parents. So, out of respect, they were just like, well, you can't just go on, gay elope, you gotta have a proper wedding. So they helped us out to have a proper wedding for our for us and everything, and so, all our friends and stuff came, but as far as proposing, it wasn't as grand as I've always wanted it to be. It was just kind of like, oh, you have a baby? And then thinking about sitting down, I was like, let's get married. It's kind of a, spare of the moment type thing, and so, yeah. So,
Okay, do you feel like you made the wrong choice, or that maybe it was too rushed?
at the moment, it didn't seem like that. But I've always, my friends and family always tell me I've been a very impulsive type of person. And just the more I'm just looking at everything, I'm starting to kind of see it. But at the moment, no, I felt just stuff was just right, but I did my part as a man, but, not trying to leave or anything. I said, no, we're going to make a family out of this, and that's what I did, so.
Okay, so you guys both had the baby, and so now working with this first child, how is that going? Were you guys working together? Was everything all right? Living together, how did that work out for you?
It was a little rough. We had just a two-bed apartment and everything like that. And, where we're staying at was not really the best place. But then when I finally landed the teaching position at FSU, stuff started, kind of look up and stuff. But of course, with my wife, she wants to like, oh, you got a new job, let's move somewhere new. I'm just kind of like those slow rolls. We're not balling yet, we're just chilling, And so, but I tried to do everything in my power to make her happy. So I was like, go from apartment to a nice, townhouse and everything like that. And, I'm just kind of like, I don't know if we have enough money for this, but she doesn't hear all that. And so, with all of that, I thought that started to become a stress in our relationship. Like, she just wants to buy, and it's kind of like, I don't have the money. And I'm the only one in the family making the money. You're not helping out in any way. We're just shopping, buying a bunch of stuff that we don't need. And I'm over here like, how do we want to pay the bill? How do we want to pay the light bill? Stuff like that. So that's why I'm putting in overtime, to make money, not just for the bills, but to make you happy. You can go shopping and stuff like that. And so I didn't see all that traits before, but now I'm just kind of like, Dad, woman, like, come on, So, yeah.
Okay, so do you believe that the disconnect started after you had a child?
I want to say after the first child, I would say more, probably around the second child. That's when I really started to see it a little bit more. But yeah.
So as going forward now, you're seeing all this new stuff come out now. Do you feel like she's making any effort towards helping you or doing anything to change, I guess, her actions for right now?
I think what's worse is that she doesn't recognize what she is doing. And if she is, it's kind of like, seriously? Like you don't want to try to make this thing any better, And my friends even brought up to her trying to go to counseling. She tried to find some excuse like, we don't need counseling, we're good. But obviously we're not, so, yeah.
Well, when you see your wife again, and maybe to talk to her about what she does during the day to see if maybe something's adding up. And don't flat out accuse her, of course, but you said you don't want to do that because you don't want to break the trust. But try and engage in the conversation where it might lead to maybe she'll let you know something, or maybe she'll even tell you if there's something wrong, if she's feeling unappreciated, or maybe she's feeling like you're disconnected from her. So I would say take the time and make sure you try and talk to her. Just, if she gives you flat answers, try and push a little harder and see what she'll say. How are you guys doing as far as and in the marriage? Are you guys stable? Is everything okay outside of the disconnect?
Money-wise, we're doing okay. We could do better. It's a little stressful here and there, and know how we're gonna, get money here and there. Luckily, I also do, performances outside of, school, so that always helps. So I don't know if that'll put you stress and stuff like that. And because I do more outside of it, just being a professor, you know, I'm doing gigs, I'm doing some work, you know, sometimes maybe that time away could probably be a thing as well. But other than that, yeah, everything seems to be pretty okay.
Okay, and how's your relationship with your kids?
Oh, they're going good. They're going good. I mean, I try to bring, you know, like, you know, my kids up to the job sometimes, you know, seeing how, you know, playing and stuff like that, and they seem to enjoy it and stuff like that. So there's not really much problem, you know.
Okay, do you see a disconnect with your wife and the kids at all?
Slightly, but not really. I've noticed that much when I hang out with the girl, it's just kind of like she just throws the kids to me, as if it's like a chore for her to take care of the kids, and rather, you know, I want to spend quality time with my kids and stuff like that. So, yeah, I kind of see it, but then again, I don't want to assume that that's the case.
Okay, I understand. Well, do you think that there's a way that you can blend your job with how you work with your family in any way?
I'll be honest, it's hard to do it now, especially like, again, I'm a new guy trying to make a name for myself, so it's kind of, I'm trying to put in the work now, you know, so later on I have, you know, ample time to spend, you know, while I'm working on my own terms and stuff like that. So I would say now it's hard. I try my best, but it's hard, so.
Okay, yeah, I understand. Okay, let me just recap here. You're saying that you're having problems with your life. You just got this new job, and you think it's going pretty smoothly so far, so you got this new job, but at home you're having a few more problems with your wife. You feel like maybe she's stepping out on the marriage, but you have another child on the way. You're still kind of confused as to whose child it really is, because you, as you said, have not, I guess, been participating with her as she thinks you have. Aside from that, you would like for your wife to help you out just a little more considerate of it, the money that you are bringing in. And you guys have had a few problems with family, but that's, you know, something that you're willing to work on. All right? Did I get that all right?
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, it's been nice having this lovely meeting with you. Great meeting you, of course. I really hope that things can start working out for you and your family. If there's anything really going on with your marriage, I will suggest that you know, TA, the marriage counselor. As far as you working with your family, that's great. You continue doing what you have to do, and we will continue another session really soon.
Thank you. Nice being here.